Hold on, let me see. Let's go to finlarg. This is a good, well thought out video. Thanks. But I still think you're making a mistake. Especially when, as stevebob1967 noted, you're claiming that no gods exist. You did so without clearly defining what exactly gods are and encompassing the myriad definitions which people use. I'd agree that most human ideas of what gods are false. But as I pointed out in my own videos, the word God can refer to things such as planet and statues, or even the universe. Also, I think that the commonly understood atheist-theist divide is a source of more confusion than clarity for a lot of people. It seems to me that magical thinking cuts to the heart of the matter. Those who think magically are more likely to hold to miraculous claims or alien abductions or the existence of monsters in a lake, not so far from where I live. Please note that this isn't directly related to the God question. So to summarize, I maintain that, quote, agnostic atheism, end quote, is a viable position to hold tentatively, even though we probably agree about what type of gods are not possible. I just think you're applying the word God too narrowly. In addition, I have to wonder how much time you spent actually listening to what the members of the NCG are saying. You did so without clearly defining what exactly gods are, encompassing the myriad definitions which people use. I agree that the most human ideas of what gods are false. Well, the words that jump out are most human ideas. What other ideas? Where are the other ideas coming from? Most human ideas of what gods are false. They are all false. You did so without clearly defining what exactly gods are. The thing is, like I said in that first video, the walkthrough, accuracy is a wonderful thing when you're dealing with real things. So that was sort of a problem I guess you had in your first survey of trying to ask theists what exactly God is, because if you're trying to reach something that's accurate and something we can all agree upon, I mean that's just outside of the sidelines, outside of the whole playing field. There's not going to be any agreement for what is exactly a God. What I, going back to my motif of talking of God as an engineer, what I want to stress about the God concept, there's only two things that really tie the whole thing together to be a God within the God concept, as I see it, as something functional. First is the utility, and then the interaction. We're talking agency, supernatural agency, I love to say. I mean, some people want to stretch out their reality to its furthest limit, upper bound, but these things obviously have to be supernatural because we can't detect them. Supernatural agency that interacts within our reality, okay? Where did this guy come from? Well, shoot, I invented it. We invent a God, and it interacts with our reality. So when you're looking at to be within the God concept, you have to deal with the handle of the God concept. But as I pointed out in my own videos, the word God can refer to things such as planet and statues, or even the universe. This comes back to the video, the walkthrough. Things that are pursued by the God concept, things that the God concept is trying to corral into it. Planet, statues, symmetry in the universe. I mean, weird things out there that really are going to be, the God of the gaps for the agnostic. This is something that's strange out there. Let's put it within the God concept. Then it comes back to the only two things. To function within the God concept, you either have to have utility or interaction. The planet. What is the utility of the planet? How is it going to benefit somebody who's going to worship it? And how is it going to of course they used to do that with astrology, right? I mean, they used to believe that the celestial bodies had some bearing upon, the activities of people. And of course we write it off now. We know that astrology, there's nothing to it. It's the same principle can be here to what I'm saying. It's like there has to be some sort of utility to the God within the God concept. Also, I think that the commonly understood atheist-theist divide is a source of more confusion than clarity for a lot of people. It seems to me that magical thinking cuts to the heart of the matter. Those who think magically are more likely to hold to miraculous claims or alien abductions or the existence of monsters in a lake not so far from where I live. Please note that this isn't directly related to the God question. I love that. That last line is such a proviso, a stipulation. Look, there's two tracks here. Okay, first off, magically takes a beating. Okay, magic and that's almost like an or quality to the God concept is having magic, some sort of supernatural power. Sure. I mean, the rationalists tried to do that in the 19th century to try to rationalize the Christianity as far as having it make sense, trying to take the miracles out of the story. It's, what would you say? It's like a whole part and parcel to the God concept. The ability to transcend the natural, to do something that is extra normal, that it isn't corrupted by the normal. Like God, he lives forever. And we, deteriorate. God he must either deteriorate extremely slowly or never deteriorates. I mean, there's going to have to be some sort of magicalness to the God concept. So to summarize, I maintain that, quote, agnostic atheism, unquote, is a viable position to hold tentatively, even though we probably agree about what type of gods are not possible. I think you're applying the word God too narrowly. Well, those sentences are just weak. A viable position to hold tentatively. The day that we invent the artificial God is when agnostic atheism loses its tentative hold. There'd be no use to it because we've invented a God. What is it up till then? Well, obviously it's not like this uncertain philosophy. If we can invent a God eventually, it's just that it was just like a handhold, a fear of the unknown, couching the fear of the unknown in a nice way, in a palatable way for our society. I just think you're applying the word God too narrowly. Well, we have to think as engineers, finlarg. I mean, you can't keep stretching the God concept until it is not covering gods, and then say, look, now it's a viable concept because we have things we don't even understand in there that we can call gods. That's what the story was in about the walkthrough, when it says you go to a store and you're going to buy something you don't even know it works. They don't even know if it's there. I mean, it's sort of like it's not a rational way to look at the God concept, to buy into things that have no utility within it. It's all about utility. In addition, I have to wonder how much time you spent actually listening to what members of the NCG are saying. That's a very easy question. I'd say about 60 to 90 seconds per video when I can stand it. That goes to the second video where you have to just stop the music quickly. I mean, you can't deal with values that aren't there.